Welcome to day 390 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here, my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in CloutFeed. So Brian, what is today's diamond question of the day?
Yeah, so just answer this question in the comment section below this video on DeSo, and we will give you diamonds. Probably 3 or 4 is kind of what we're shooting for most of the better replies. But today's question is, are you considering launching a DeSo DAO once DAODAO launches next month? Why or why not? And I think it's a good question. I think that a lot of people are still curious of exactly how DAO is going to function. I think we know most of it, most of how it's going to work. But there are questions like about legalities and like what's the best way to go about it? Should you wait and see how other ones kind of work out? Like, are the other DAOs working out, or should you jump in and be one of the first innovators within the field? It's a good question. Let us know your comments.
I think a question is a bit flawed. It shouldn't be called a DeSo DAO. It should be are you considering launching a DAO when DAO launches? You don't want to call it a DeSo DAO because it's not technically a DeSo DAO.
Good point. Good point.
But yeah, I mean, Brian and I have considered doing some sort of DAO, maybe with this show. Maybe we can come up with some cool idea where the show becomes a DAO. I don't know. It's just an initial thought. We haven't really given too much thought to it, but we have discussed a few little things about doing something like that. But we're probably going to wait and see how things play out first. So yesterday we talked a little bit about Jack Dorsey not being fond of DeSo having a foundation. And Brian and I explained how we really think, Jack just doesn't really understand what the DeSo Foundation does. It doesn't actually run DeSo. It's more like a foundation to help push DeSo forward. And they run the Octane Fund, which is a $50 million fund to fund developers. It's not actually creating DeSo. It's not actually running DeSo. At least in the long run, that's not what the intent is. But we did suggest that maybe the foundation should be turned into a DAO so that becomes decentralized as well. And Nader actually replied to that idea. Somebody else also mentioned it. And he said, moving the foundation to a DAO is a natural progression. So ultimately, that is the way the DeSo Foundation aims to go, is creating a DAO, allowing people to buy DAO tokens. Maybe they'll hand DAO tokens out to certain individuals. I don't know how the tokenomics will work, but eventually it will be a DAO run by a DAO governance. So he also said, however, I don't think having a foundation is a bad thing as long as it's not essential to the functioning of the network. With DeSo, the foundation could cease to exist and the chain would still go on because it's 100% open source like Bitcoin. It wouldn't improve it as rapidly, but someone would pick up where we left off, just like they did for Satoshi. So I think he's trying to clarify Jack's attack on DeSo having a foundation and explaining that, DeSo doesn't rely on that foundation. Some crypto projects, they do rely on the foundation, but for DeSo, it doesn't.
Yeah, and I think it's a good point. Like, it's more of a timing issue. Like right now, they don't want to decentralize the foundation because Nader's still rolling out his vision. And any crypto in the beginning, it's built in the vision of the founder or the founders. I mean, Bitcoin, you can say the same thing. It was Satoshi's vision. He worked with some others, of course, Hal Finney and other individuals in the early days, but it was their vision. And they wanted to push out the code that they saw in Bitcoin. And it's the same thing. Nader wants to push his vision out before totally decentralizing everything.
But Brian, I want to interject here. I think you're confusing DeSo Core with the DeSo Foundation. DeSo Foundation isn't the same as DeSo Core. I think Core, Nader's running Core right now to push things in his direction, the way he envisions things. But the foundation is more
I understand
the funding behind everything.
I understand that, but the foundation as well, Nader is pretty much the head of the foundation, and you had Alex there for Octane Fund, but it can be kind of the same thing where where he's not ready to put all that money in the foundation in the hands of the DAO quite yet, because he might have things he wants to do with that money first. Maybe there's some goals he has before he wants to decentralize things totally. And that's understandable because it's his vision, and he's the one that's been building this since 2019.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Who knows how long it would take before the foundation moves into a DAO. But overclout had some updates yesterday, Brian.
Yeah, so Don Hardman and overclout, they've been working really hard. I know they got some Octane Fund grant money. They're looking for more additional funding because they have all these plans, and you see this, they roll out new features almost every week. And yesterday they rolled out several new features. My favorite is the diamond shower, and the way diamond showers works is that it's an experimental feature, but it allows users to basically give diamonds to every single post in their current feed. So you see the current feed, you can quickly diamond every single post by clicking the diamond and the cloud icon next to each other. I love this because it's basically gonna reward a lot of people and get people engaged. You don't have to spend a lot of time going through diamonding everyone if you want to just give a lot of diamonds to a lot of people. And remember, diamonds, I think like maybe a third of a cent or something like that right now. So it's not a lot of money.
What is the current feed? What does the current feed show? What's that on Diamond app? What would the current feed be?
Well, this is on overcloud, of course, but I think the current feed is basically the most recent feed. So all the new posts, but I think they filter out, like say I made like 12 posts in a second, they'll filter it out to combine them into like one single post, I believe. So it's going to reward the people that are just posting recently. And that's great because you're going to get some people that might be OGs, some people that are newcomers. And you're not really giving away a ton of money, but it's giving something away and getting people excited. And the other feature, they added a new landing page. So they changed their landing page. Now it had built in the way that DeSo.org is. So it kind of matches. I love it because I think it helps explain what overclout is and how it's a node on the DeSo blockchain and all of that. Super important. And then additionally, they added the ability to basically put an app icon on iOS and Android on somebody's home screen to quickly jump to overclout, which is important because it's like a shortcut. And if you're on your smartphone, you don't want to have to open up your web browser, type in the URL and whatever else, and some minor changes, some minor improvements to the UI, UX, and more is coming. So check out overclout if you haven't. They're constantly adding features, and it's a great node.
Yeah, I love what Don's doing. I'm surprised we haven't had Don on our show. Have we?
No, we haven't. Don, if you want to come on our show, let us know.
Yeah, we definitely had to get him on here. So yesterday was a big, huge day for supernovas and supernovas DAO. They released the NFTs, which are going to be converted into DAO tokens once they release their DAO tokens on DAODAO. And they had 3 levels of token: the diamond, which was 200 DeSo and gave you 10,000 supernovas DAO tokens. They had the gold, or the platinum, which was 1,000, gave you 1,000 supernovas DAO tokens and cost 20 DeSo. And then they had the gold, which cost you 2 DeSo and gave you 100 supernovas DAO tokens. And they sold 114 gold tokens. Again, these are 2 DeSo ones. 114 of those sold. They sold 12 platinum tokens. Now, these are the ones that gave you 1,000 supernovas DAO tokens, and they cost 20 DeSo a piece. And the buyers of those were Just in Time, who bought 3 of them. So that's 60 DeSo. Also, Lazy Nina, ASG, DeSoMon, Nader, Kabat Bay, Vishal Gulia, Silverfang, Seals Vault, Michael 11P, Nortoni. They all bought one of the platinum tokens, giving them 1,000 supernovas DAO tokens. And there was one diamond token sold, which cost 200 DeSo and gave the buyer 10,000 supernova DAO tokens, and that sold to Nader. So I believe Nader bought one of each of these. And it appears like supernovas raised around $27,000 or so through this token sale or NFT sale. So congrats to them. I think it was a great rollout. It was great to follow and watch what was going on. They had a Twitter Spaces around, I think it was at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a lot of excitement in the air. Like we said yesterday, they're really pioneering this space in, converting their Octane funded company into a DAO funded company.
Yeah, and it's important to point out that that 27,000 was what they've earned up until this point. They're going to continue to sell the NFTs that are going to represent their DAO coin, and sometime in May is when they're going to kind of close off the sale of the DAO coins for supernovas. And if you go to their website, you can see all kinds of information on how the DAO is going to function, with the financials of the DAO, the tokenomics of it. It's all interesting, and I love how they're quick to jump on this DAO stuff. I think we're going to see a lot of DAOs popping up over the course of the next month or two. So maybe they want to get ahead of that rush because they realize there's going to be a ton of DAOs popping up. Well, why not do it in a quiet period, even if DAO is not actually launched yet?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're prepared. So as soon as DAODAO launches, they're going to be able to have their tokens up there. People can buy in and invest more. Keep in mind, this is like the pre-launch, and they've sold the $27,000 worth. So once they launch, people are going to be buy in. They're going to be able to swap coins on DAO Swap. So they're going to be one of the first on DAODAO. So there's going to be a lot of attention heading their way, I'm sure.
Yeah, and there's an interesting like investing concept. Like you can invest via the DAO. Whether like VCs are going to jump in or not, I don't know. I think we need to see from a VC standpoint, I think they probably need to see some financial data like burn rate and all that, which I'm guessing they would provide privately to any of those interested from a VC standpoint. But it would be nice to see some VCs jump in and buy and ape into their DAO.
Yeah, and speaking of DAOs and DAODAO, a golden NFT ticket sold for DAODAO yesterday. That's a 2,500 DeSo ticket, which is worth around $100,000, sold to a DeSo account called own_fund. So that was a huge sale. Another golden ticket has sold. Congratulations to DAODAO. And I'm really getting excited for the launch of DAODAO.
Yeah, it's nice to see them keep continuing sell, continuing to raise money, because the more money they have upon launch, the better they can market themselves, the better they can build upon themselves. So I love seeing these people buying in, because I think it's going to be important for the future of DAODAO and DAOs in general on the blockchain.
Yeah.
So Elgan, he's been in the news a lot lately, talking about possibly buying DeSo.com. I know he put it in a bid we talked about yesterday for 500,000 for DeSo.com, the domain name. But he said that he suggested that Nader should stop telling people to go to Diamond App. It wasn't a burn towards Diamond App. He's not trying to attack Diamond App, but I think his whole idea is that he should be telling people to go to DeSo.org. So that they can understand the blockchain better. Diamond App is, of course, a really, really awesome node on the DeSo blockchain. But when you tell people to go to Diamond App, then they don't fully understand how the blockchain's functioning and how it's just one single node on a blockchain filled with dozens of nodes. And his post basically said you should send them to DeSo.org instead, or perhaps DeSo.com if he can get it or they can get it, get the domain name. And he posted, quote, "The right name will help the public make the right decision between DeSo, which is representative of social freedom, and traditional social media, which is basically social slavery." So he just thinks that we should be sending people to DeSo.org so that they understand the differences. If you send them a Diamond App, it basically looks like Twitter, except you can give diamonds and you can do some other functionality. But the whole concept and ideology of the blockchain and stepping away from social slavery, as he puts it, is not quite as apparent as if you were to send them to DeSo.org.
Yeah, and I think Elgin brings up a really good point there. And I agree, Nader should tell more people to go to DeSo.org. Stori yesterday, they showed off their AR filters with a teaser video that Lucy and Lucia, I forget which one. I think it was Lucia that made the, Lucia, is that her name?
Luis and
Luis. Why did I
Lucy.
say Lucia? Luis. Okay. I think it was Luis that made the post with a teaser video. And it was a video of her having dog ears. She had some DeSo logos above her eyebrows and on her chin. And it was really cool because as she moved her head, the ears and the logos moved with her face. So the AR is working, the augmented reality is working very well with Story. I'm super excited about it. It looks like there's going to be some really cool stories that are going to be able to be made on Story. And I can't wait to see how many Instagram people they're able to bring over.
Well, and the AR stuff was a lot like Snapchat. I mean, it was kind of like a Snapchat filter, which was really cool. And of course, she had the DeSo logos on her face. That was really cool. And they stuck with you. It was true augmented reality. And that's not an easy thing to build, especially from the ground up like that. So congrats on that. Obviously, there's all different types of intellectual property that it's hard to kind of maneuver around, I'm sure, when you're trying to build something like that. So congrats on that. I can't wait to see how this launches, and then you're going to be able to buy different filters. For instance, that one where they had DeSo on their face and they can move their face and it'll follow them. Like that could be a filter that somebody sells. And I think that's powerful, and it'll be sold as an NFT on the DeSo blockchain.
Yeah, I'm excited for Story. I know I say that all the time.
Yeah, so how about the hashtags, the top hashtags of the last 24 hours? Number one was DeSo, followed by NFT, photography, we are DeSo, and peace and love. Some new ones there for a change.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to examine what they're being used for, but it's always good to see some new NFTs new hashtags pop up in the top hashtag.
Yeah. And then over the last 24 hours, we've seen a lot of action. $128,939 was earned in the last 24 hours, according to Open Prosper. This was by 40,310 creators. The one caveat is that a lot of these are bots, so the creator number is obviously off. 7 creators earned at least 1 DeSo, and 2 creators earned at least 10 DeSo. And can you guess which 2 are the ones that earned at least 10 DeSo?
DAODAO and supernovas.
Yep. DAODAO, they earned $101,168 by selling their NFTs, and Supernovas earned $26,329 by selling their NFTs, both representative of DAO coins once DAODAO launches. So congrats to both of them. I think we're going to see a lot of DAOs in this list pretty soon. So one of the reasons we see seals up here a lot. But after Supernovas, next was Cloutpunk, Dr. DeSo Agni, Unicat, Tropical Turtles, Goldberry, Big Bang Beaver, Complexity, and Perky Vamps. So congrats to all of them, and congrats to Supernovas and DAODAO.
Yeah, and there's one community event today. Normally, Ladies on the Mic takes place at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. Today, it's taking place on Connect.club, and it's a special Ladies on the Mic 420 edition, and it takes place at 4:20 p.m. Pacific Time. So that's going to be 7:20 Eastern Time this evening. Definitely check it out. It sounds like they have something fun in store for you today. So definitely
something
check that
funny
out.
since it's 420. Something funny is that the price of Bitcoin right now is like $42,019, which is 42019. Just something I noticed.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. We'll see if it stays there all day. But that room, of course, is going to have Michelle Lord, Miss Katie Ann, and many other great ladies. Clout Women Unite. I mean, I can't list them all. I don't have a list here, but I'm just throwing out some names. But definitely check that out, and it should be some good times. And I believe that is all the news we have for you today.